Yeah, we live. Yo, we brand new. I got something new coming out for everybody. Creative King, and I am Creative King Marco. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. We still doing the Friday After Next podcast, but on Wednesdays we doing some real talk. So I'm pressed for time, so I'm gonna really get into it. So today we uh we got to witness the State of the Union address by President Biden, and as usual, he had a lot of the same old, what we expected a politician to say. But this is what I want to know, okay? That I don't see people talking about with our people. Everybody said, well, before I say this, I'm gonna say I am not a Trump supporter. Like he ain't. He is even worse. But I don't believe Biden is better for us as a whole. So my question to anybody that do disagree with me in our community, if you could tell me a reason why you disagree, then I'll be all open. But I feel like that we don't have a real voice in who we are electing because we just going like Biden say. If you didn't vote for him, you're not black. We didn't make him earn the vote. So now he's like, what is he doing? We about to be in another world war, you know, possibly. And everybody that was saying that was like in our community was canceling Kanye, canceling Cube for trying to meet with Trump about doing something to uplift black people. You know, at least Trump took the meeting. Biden shut Cube down about that meeting, and as far as I know, they still never had the meeting, and it's been a whole year since he's been in there. So my question is Cube going to have that meeting? Can we get a real State of the Union of address that addresses like why we have people in the country that's been working all their life and grinding, and they get injured or they get sick, permanently disabled, and they don't qualify for SSI or they don't qualify for um, real assistance, good medical benefits, stuff like that. There's people really going through, and with the inflation lifting up the way it is, uh, there's people out there really hurting right now. You know, gas is by the price. Gas is, I mean, I'm looking at gas prices like we got to make a life decision. Do I want to eat or do I need to get where I got to go to make some money to eat? You know, I mean, I'm really not living like that, but it's people that is really living like that. You know what I'm saying? And the grocery expensive, inflation in the groceries. Um, $50 get you what? Nothing. One pack of meat these days. So it's really people out here really hurting, man. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't hear none of that in the State of the Union address. All I heard was what I expected to hear, you know? So I just feel like not only in our community, in the black community, I feel like the American people, we need to hold these politicians really accountable. It don't matter if you are Democrat, Republican, you know, or whatever. Like we need to stop picking a side and everybody just come together and, you know, make something happen. Because as long as we divided, the people, we all just gonna suffer, and it ain't gonna never get better. And we divided, divided we fall, and it's real. So, I feel like that State of the Union address didn't make me feel no better about Biden being president, you know, and I don't believe Trump should be either. That's why I feel like somebody, we need to have control on who we can get really to get into office. It can't be all about the money and the backing, you know, because we all know that's what it is. How did Biden get the nomination? It's people that put him in that position behind the scenes to make him the Democratic nominee. So now it's either vote for him or vote for the other clown. That's just not right with me. That just don't sit right with me, you know. And I really feel like we need to really like get a hold of that or stop complaining, you know, because your Republican politician not gonna care. Your Democratic politician really not gonna care. It ain't about you. It ain't about me. You know, it's about a certain group of people that's all together behind the scenes, but in the public eye, they making it seem like they going at each other. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice how like the the party primaries come and you got the two finalists for the Democrats or the Republican candidates, and then you see those two candidates on both sides. They going at it with each other. They bringing dirt up. You know, and all this, and they just beefing, and then all of a sudden one of them gets the nomination, and then they go and pull up the person that they was just beefing with, the person that they was just, you know, brung up all that dirt on. So what's up with that? They friends behind closed doors, but to us, to keep everybody divided, I believe that's what they do. You know, so now, and nobody even pay attention to that. You will have Hillary Clinton becoming the Secretary of State for President Obama after she just got finished trying to, belittle Obama and do all that stuff and say all what she said when they was going head to head. But all of a sudden, they best friends. You know what I'm saying? John McCain and Obama was going at it when they was running against each other. But all of a sudden, when he was getting sick and we saw that they was buddy buddy, it was all cool. President Trump and Hillary Clinton. Trump ran whole his whole what's the word I'm looking for? His whole y'all know what I'm trying to say. He ran his whole campaign. There it is. He ran his whole campaign on he was gonna get Hillary Clinton prosecuted for some emails and whatever else. He was going to get Hillary Clinton locked up. That was his campaign. And all of a sudden, when he gets the presidential election, we ain't see he ain't go and try to go after Hillary. He ain't say nothing to Hillary. Hillary had actually disappeared, you know. But then when you go back and look, Trump was at the Clintons' wedding. The Clintons was at Trump wedding. They was all, you know, friendly and all that. But now you expect people with a free mind to believe that y'all enemies. You know what I'm saying? And then you watching one side of people that's worshiping Trump, you know, believing everything that he say. And then now you got the other side of the people that believe in everything that this other BS person saying. That just don't sit right with me at all. So I don't know, man. You know, y'all gotta tell me what y'all think, cause I see, I see that all of a sudden this war is happening, and now the CDC is saying, "Oh, well, we dropping COVID mask mandates in most places." Like that, like really? COVID just don't exist right now, huh? Now we gotta know to accept it. And before anybody say something, I'm vaccinated. I got the jab, you know, and I had COVID. And I could say that, when I did have COVID, I didn't really have no crazy symptoms. Like it just came and went like a lot of people had. And I actually had pre-existing conditions. So, you know, is it the vaccination that helped me out? Or is it something else? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's neither here or there. But my point is, if you're not paying attention to what's going on, then you're gonna get lost in what they putting in front of you. And they gonna make you pick a side when you really don't have to be picking a side. You just need to look at everything that's in front of you. Now, next, I want to talk to my community, the African American community, specifically the hip hop generation, my generation, the 80s babies, 90s babies, Generation Z's, that's coming up now. Right now in Houston, where I'm at right now, there's more murders than Chicago every day. And the more the murders that's happening all over the country is mostly our people. We just had some moral victories with George Floyd case, with Ahmaud Arbery, with the officer that you know ran into the wrong house or whatever. So we getting all that, the stuff that everybody spoke out for, the stuff that we protested for. We made the change on it. We woke everybody up on that. You know, the artists, the tips, the the uh P Diddy, all of them, like just a lot of them that was out there protesting for what a police officer or somebody else did to us. Y'all ever notice how they quiet now? That we losing our own people? Not one rapper that spoke up for the killings of unarmed black people are speaking up now against the violence that we facing right now within our community. We losing a rapper every other month. Talented beings, you know what I'm saying? And we watching the drama unfold online. And everybody picking a side as fans. And these rappers, they just listening to it, and they not even knowing that they labels the people that's paying them all this money is paying them to do exactly what they doing. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna end two ways. You're gonna end up locked up, or most of the time you're gonna end up dead. And when you end up dead, you a topic for like a week or maybe even a couple weeks. People ain't even talking about Young Dolph right now. They didn't caught the people that got him or whatever. Like everybody was Dolph, Dolph, Dolph. Like ain't nobody even talking about him now. That wave already gone. Ain't nobody talking about Nip no more. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about Mo 3. You know, ain't nobody talking about Slim 400. You know, ain't nobody talking about Pop Smoke. It's like we watching a reality show on social media, but it's not no VH1 reality show. It's like real life show that we watch. And it almost got me feeling like the Hunger Games, you know, in reality. Because it's like y'all pick it. We see a rapper get murdered. And then all of a sudden everybody is like all up in arms, like RIP, and then they feeling sorry. But ain't nobody was caring when that rapper was going at who he was going at. When that rapper was, you know, bragging about what he did and all that led up to what happened, you know. And that rapper might have had a million fans at this point, and a million of these fans that they, getting this clout for ain't nothing but some little nerd. Most of them is little nerd suburb kids. You know what I'm saying? Picking a side, up here trolling people online because they like this person and they favorite artist is this person. Meanwhile, not realizing that this is real life that these young dudes is living and they really getting killed out there. And for what? And what's sad about it all is that they got kids. Mo 3 had kids. King Von had kids. Nipsey had kids. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids gonna grow up without their fathers. But ain't nobody talking about that though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause ain't nobody gotta be in those shadows. They ain't gotta put no food on these kids' table. They ain't gotta go and look at these kids' face when they in school and they have cookies with dad day and they watching all the other kids with their dads while they dad locked up. I mean, they dad is in the grave. And that's when it really hit them, you know. And then when they find out, when them labels that they was on, that contract is up, they not getting no more royalty money. They ain't getting. They find out that they was actually in the hole this whole contract. So now, even though they music is still streaming, they not getting broke off for none of that. The label's still getting paid every time it's streamed. You got some of them that's independent. You know what I'm saying? That went with the independent route. You know, but for the most part, there ain't a substantial amount of money that they getting that's gonna take care of their kids. It's really not. Only one really I seen that's doing something is there's something that passed down more than that was Dolph. He had a business mind to know that he set up some generational wealth for his kids to where like he already knew that whether he was here or not, he had multiple streams of income for his kids. Whether it was real estate, whether it was music, whether it was uh if they did say he was he was in the stocks and all that other stuff like that, you know. But for the average little, but Dolph is older, so he. But for these young ones that's really dying out there, like they don't get there yet, you know. And I just don't see no OG rappers stepping up and saying, "Hey, we got to do this to put a stop to it. We already okay. We were successful with George Floyd. We were successful with Ahmaud Arbery. Our voices were heard in it, but now let's start talking about us. Why y'all think that they ain't doing that? Why you think we don't see Ti like speaking out on it? Why y'all think we don't see a lot of these influencers talking about that? These athletes, you know, mention it. Why don't we have a uproar the way we had for those unfortunate individuals that was killed by law enforcement? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. So, me personally, I don't really buy into a lot of the stuff that's trending. You know, I don't even pay attention to a lot of the social media that everybody like, oh, this is going on and that is going on. Like, man, look, me personally, I ain't lost friends, family to violence. You know what I'm saying? At the hands of somebody with the same pigmentation as myself. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm mourning somebody that I really don't even know. I never met. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan of their music. But at the end of the day, I'm a realist. I know that it's a possibility that this person music I'm rocking with, I like it, is authentic. But it's a high possibility that he might get caught lacking one day. Or he might get locked up. Hey, I'm just a fan of the music. So when it do happen, you know, RIP to him. But that's it. I'm not about to be posting them on my story. I'm not about to be going comment under they pages and all this stuff, like all that. Nah. But that's what you see with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no legacies no more. So I'm gonna end off by saying this. It's stuff that's going on that everybody wanna say, like, make it seem like it's some super power, uh whether they say it's Illuminati or it's different people behind the scene, whatever, whatever. But I think people say that because they refuse to look at the person right in front of them and admit that, hey, yeah, you are the problem. You the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can sit here all day and say, black people, we don't got this and we don't got that. Or we treated this way and we treated that way. And they do this to us and they do that, which is true. We do gotta face all that. We do gotta face systematic racism. We do have to face unjust killings by the hands of police officers. We do have to face wage gaps in the Caucasian community and within the black community. We do have to face all that. But this is what I'm trying to say out of all this. Why don't we fix us? Why don't we fix what we need to fix within ourselves? And then once we are united as one and strong, we can actually go and the sky's the limit and really make a difference. Imagine that. Imagine if all the wealthy black people, let's just say it, all the wealthy black people, all the entertainers, all the athletes, all the millionaires, billionaires, was black, actually bought they hoods that they come from, actually built schools where they come from, actually, you know, build hospitals where they come from. Y'all don't even ask like this is not stuff that we require from them, but we required from the other people to do it. Why they ain't coming down here? They don't, you know, they only putting this and that over here. Like, yeah, yeah, you can say all that, but we got somebody in that position that y'all worship and y'all idolize that is, they pass out a couple of turkeys for Thanksgiving and they just say they good. And we worship them by spending money on a product for them and just for them to show us that this is what I'm doing with y'all money. This is how I'm wasting y'all money. This is what I'm, you know, yeah, y'all making me rich. This is the bling. This costs more than your house. That's what's on my wrist. I got 4, 5, 6 cars. Yeah, I'm at a level like, well, y'all ain't even there. But, you know, I don't see it really happening as far as like our people doing, coming together like that because it's actually already right there, you know. But we just choose to ignore it. So, yeah, we got a president in office right now that don't give a damn about black people. I mean, he can sit here and say he gonna hire a Supreme Court because she black. He gonna hire a vice president woman, black woman, because she's black. But what has he done for the actual black community? Ask yourself that. And I bet you really can't say nothing. I bet everybody that was going in on Ice Cube that was pissed off at him for going at Trump, for having an actual plan written out that can actually help close the wage gap between black and minorities and the Caucasians. He actually had a. If anybody watching, I think y'all should really go and look at the plan that he had set up. That Trump was willing, at least Trump was willing to listen. If he was doing it just because of to show face or just because he was, running for re-election, regardless of the fact of why he was doing it. Hell, we just need you to do it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we just program to say, uh, Well, now let's go with Biden. Let's do that. Let's knock everybody that's against him. We don't even educate ourselves on why. We don't even put no pressure on Biden to, you know, do the things that we need him to do. So he just coasts up in there. You know what I'm saying? And his whole thing is he beat Trump. Everybody was celebrating that Trump was out. I mean, I just felt like it's just never ending. I ain't feel like no victory, to be honest, when Biden won at all. You know, it's politics. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's sad that we had to choose between two old ass psychopaths, basically. You know, that don't have it all. Like, just listen to Trump talk, listen to Biden talk. That's who we got running our country. But hey, I'm just a man with a podcast that decides to speak my mind. Nobody important that can actually, you know, do some things that I really would want to do because I'm not no celebrity. I'm not no rich, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I do make my impact where I can make my impact. But like I said, hell, I'm just a man with a podcast that just speaks his mind, what's on my mind. So if anybody watching, thank y'all for checking me out. We still got the Friday after next podcast coming. We still got um the Creative Kings events coming. We still holding it down for H Town. Shout out to Louisiana. Shout out to all our people out there that's doing it. Shout out to the regular 9 to 5 workers everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that's working in the McDonald's. Shout out to the people that's, you know, working the picking up trash on the back of the trash truck. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the lunch ladies in the cafeterias. You know, shout out to the janitors all over. You know what I'm saying? That's cleaning up and picking up behind, you know, people that, they don't, to really do that. I ain't even gonna go to that. We're gonna say that for a whole nother podcast. We're gonna say that for another day. But thank y'all for tuning in. I am Creative King Marco, and you have been watching the Creative Kings podcast. Yeah.